all the panelists and each one on our today's webinar, Aviation and Pilot Training organized by Interedwise Education Private Limited. Interedwise Education is a one-stop solution for overseas education consultant all over the world. It is a name with a clear vision and a major focus on youth and education because our future depends on an educated workforce. Mr. Kamendra Dahat, our CEO, a visionary, established Interedwise in the year 2005 to realize the dream of those students. Over 14 years of varied experience who aspire to graduate from schools abroad. Today, Interedwise Education has become one of the leading players in the fastest growing overseas education industries. We offer services like overseas education consultant, career counseling, exam preparation and registration, visa services, accommodation abroad, scholarship guidance, education loan, internships, industrial trainings, airport pickup and drop, post landing assistance, and guidance. Today, we will have an understanding about our different career options and a global opportunity in aviation and airline sector. Now, I would like to introduce you all to our expert, Mr. Amol Purandre, who has done a bachelor's MBA, diploma in international airlines management, was an assistant pilot instructor, and was also involved in training and creating an awareness in aviation training sector. We will help you to know. We'll help you to know why aviation and a pilot training can be a good career opportunity for you. Amol sir.
Thank you, Amrita, for the wonderful introduction. I hope that I'm audible to all of you. Okay. So, a lot of things are there when it comes to aviation. People usually ask, okay, how to know about aviation. Everyone is so fascinated by seeing an aircraft, smart people in uniform, traveling to different places across the globe, and they have a different lifestyle, different ball game altogether. So today I thank Interedwise Education for arranging this careers in aviation session, because very few people are aware about the career opportunities in aviation sector. Let us understand why aviation. In today's scenario, lot of people are flying inbound, outbound, domestic. There is a huge increase in domestic flights, international flights, and it is not a dream to fly anymore, and it is affordable. So let us see why aviation. It's an exciting and challenging career for the people, those who are interested in exciting challenges, those who want to move around the world. For them, it's an opportunity. You become job ready very quickly. Now in the concurring slides to come, we'll see how quickly you can be job ready. You will have lots of international travel and exposure, great pay and benefits. This is one of the most important factors. In a less time frame, you get great pay and benefits. Aviation is one of the fastest sector which is growing not only in India but across the globe. And you also get an opportunity to become a global citizen. That means you travel to different countries, so you become a global citizen. And it's one of the best career options in travel, tourism, and hospitality sector. And this industry is booming, ever booming. And if you see the growth rate, it's very consistent throughout the years. So let's see next slides. Let us plan today for a better future. So why it requires planning? Because it's not that today you decide something and tomorrow you will end up into something. It requires a proper planning for your career, and this is where Interedwise education expertise comes into the picture. So because it requires good planning for finances, for admission, for the entrance exam, and understanding of the concepts coupled with the passion and hard work. We at Interedwise will help you to plan your career if you have passed or appeared in your SSC, HSC or graduation. There are lots of career options after SSC, HSC and even after graduation. So today we'll cover some of them. In professionals, those who are employed in the hospitality sector, Now there are a lot of people, those who are employed in the hospitality sector and being correlating to the aviation sector. For them also it's very easy to switch over to the services sector in airlines. So we'll cater to them. Then education loan assistance from banks. In today's scenario, banks are very liberal in providing you the education loans. This was not the case 15 years ago. So today, the students cannot say, okay, I don't have funds, so I cannot take the education. The assistance is great. And scholarships guidance. A lot of people are not aware about the scholarships from the government of India as well as from the foreign government for pilot training programs in aviation. So we'll see that. Choice of destination. In today's scenario, with a lot of information on the Google, on the other media, we are confused which destination is the best for this particular activity. Okay, there are different career options, but for aviation, which is the best destination? So we'll see that as well today. And the choice of destination is depend on the country as well. This is important from the fact because you should have the latest practical exposure in the latest state of the art aircraft so that you can fly any aircraft as long as you are medically fit and sound. Choice of institution. This is where Interedwise will help you to choose which is the best possible institution for you within your budget, which are, offers scholarships as well as future path for career progression leading to airlines. And admissions and visa process. Of course, admissions are a part and parcel of this aviation industry, and there are certain stringent norms in aviation with regards to the medicals as well. So we'll guide you for the admissions and also for the visa process so that your journey for becoming an aviator is very smooth. So let us see the aviation scenario in India. Today we are discussing about the aviation scenario in India. Now in India, DGCA, that is the Director General of Civil Aviation, is the governing body under Ministry of Civil Aviation. So what does the DGCA do? It gives permission to get the aircraft, to license the aircraft and the cabin crew as well. Okay, so DGCA is the watchdog in aviation industry in India. Aviation industry worldwide is projected to grow and will require professionals to support the growth. Now, this important factor you also need to understand that the aviation, the current scenario in India and in the world. So every year the industry is growing in leaps and bounds, which has a lot of demand for aircraft, for international traffic, which has led to construction of a lot of airports as well in India as well as abroad. And the government policies connectly, the Indian government policies is to connect tier 2 cities and small towns has provided boost to the sector. See, earlier the scenario was we also know that Mumbai, Chennai, Delhi, Calcutta, these were the major airports. But the government has gone a big step ahead. They want to connect the small towns as well so that the industrialization takes place and people can travel freely and India will be very well connected. So keeping this in mind, the government has boosted the sector by providing facilities for manufacturing of 40 to 60 seater aircraft for short domestic routes. Imagine flying from Mumbai to Ahmedabad. You don't require big jumbo jets for that. So you have medium aircraft or small size aircraft catering to 40 to 60 people, those who can travel for lesser distances. Now this also saves a lot of fuel as well as other costs associated. So this is one sector because of the government boosting, it is going to create a lot of jobs in the coming years. Then investment by foreign companies in India is on the rise, which will provide good career opportunities. Because of the liberal policies of the current government, a lot of foreign companies and airlines, they are investing in the domestic routes in India as well as in the other sector, in the other planned areas for cargo and passenger operations. So this is going to provide a lot of career opportunities because skilled manpower will be required to man this process and leading to good career options for the students. Construction of airports in smaller cities. Recently, the government initiatives have provided a lot of boost to connect smaller, to construct airports in the smaller cities. Now, this again will give a lot of employment opportunities for the local students, those who are in the aviation sector. Another important factor is the air cargo. Now, this industry is going at a very fast pace. If you see DHL, FedEx, all these are cargo sectors, and they are going rapid. They are growing rapidly because nowadays sea cargo takes a lot of time to reach the other destination, and people prefer air cargo. So, those of you who are not looking for careers, maybe in the commercial airlines, passenger airlines, they can look for a cargo airlines also, because this is again a industry which is going at a very faster pace. We'll see the next slide now. Now, we are discussing now, we'll see about the international career options in aviation. Now, aviation is a huge sector by itself, and there are lots and lots of opportunities which the people may not be aware of. So today we'll try to unveil many of them so that you'll be clear about what type of jobs and careers are available in this aviation sector. First and foremost, commercial pilot license for aircraft and helicopters. A lot of us have seen that, okay, aircraft. So one aircraft is there, so how many pilots are required? Okay, so this is an average rough calculation, 4 pilots is to one aircraft, a rough calculation. Helicopters. We see Pawanans and all this, private helicopter companies booming up, ferrying politicians, private businessmen, okay. So this sector of helicopter, recently small helicopter rides have also been started to create awareness about helicopters. Pawanans, the Indian government company, is taking a good lead in that. Now this scenario is in India. When we talk of developed countries like US, so for them, aircrafts are easily available and helicopters are used even for sightseeing, for film shootings and all this. So this has led to a lot of demand for aircraft pilots as well as helicopter pilots. So we'll see in details in the coming slides. Next important is aircraft maintenance engineer. A huge aircraft, a small aircraft, a medium-sized aircraft, okay, we require technicians to see that the aircraft is fit to fly. In the aviation terms, we call it fit to fly. That means it does not have any technical snags. So there are engineers who look at the different parts, for example, fuselage, ailerons, the wings, the engines, the instruments in the cockpit, everything is being monitored after every flight so that there is no technical snag when the aircraft takes off. So there is a huge demand for technicians and mechanics. So they look after the small areas which are very specialized in nature. For example, the engine of the aircraft. For example, only the instruments part of the aircraft. So they are very focused people on that. Next important is airlines management. Yes, you have an aircraft, you have everything, but then you require a person to manage the airline, to select the routes, to see the route string of the crew, to check if you are following the government norms. So you have airline management. So there are people, those who are employed with airlines, those who do an airline management program. This is a very specific program. It's not like an MBA program or any other management program. It is catered to the industry specific. So you learn each and every aspect of managing an airline, how to manage an airline. So that is a very specific program. Another important career, very less people may be aware about it, is the air traffic controller. One of the busiest person in the airport and very responsible person. Because at a time, one mistake will cost the lives of thousands of passengers. At every airport, there are a lot of takeoffs and landings happening. A lot of aircraft are given permission to fly and to land and to taxi. I mean, that is just to stroll around the runway. For this, air traffic controller's permission is required. The pilot himself cannot take any decision unless and until he gets permission from the air traffic control, even to start the engine of the aircraft. This is a very responsible position in the airline sector, that is the air traffic controller. So He is also one of the most sort of person, this air traffic controller. And there are lots of training programs available for air traffic controllers. They call it ATC in short form. We come to the important, fascinating career of cabin crew. So you know the female version we call air hostess and the male version we call in the flight purser. So cabin crew are the person responsible for in-flight management. Pilot's job is to take off, land, and see that you have a safe flight. But for the safety of the passengers, to cater to their needs, to provide food, proper food, to take care of infants as well as the old age people, to assist the passengers in case of any emergency, to see that the flights lands properly and you embark and disembark the aircraft in a proper fashion, to make you proper sitting availability. This is the job of the cabin crew, and they do it with smiling faces around. And this cabin crew job is very exciting because you also get to travel around the world, because you travel inside the aircraft, you get to stay in the star hotels. And the best part is you just need to have an HSC for this, and a pleasing personality coupled with good communication skills and a knowledge of foreign languages will gain added advantage. Every airline have their own training program, and then you are certified by the respective aviation authorities. Everything is fine till now. Now we'll see another career option, which is a flight dispatcher. Many of you have not even heard of this. What is a flight dispatcher? What is his role? So let me tell you, the pilot's job is to fly the aircraft. But more than that, responsibility of preparing the load and trim chart. For example, I'll give you a simple example. What is the job of a flight dispatcher? A flight, before it takes off, it needs to have a permissions from two people. One is Air Defense, that is the Indian Air Force in case of India, as well as this Ministry of Aviation. So they need to have two clearances, Indian Air Force as well as the Ministry of Civil Aviation. So this flight dispatcher job is to take the clearances. Second job is to prepare the load and trim chart. For example, how much fuel will be required for this flight, what is the duration of the flight, how much fuel will be required, how many passengers are there inside the aircraft, what is the seating arrangement of the passengers, because you know that you cannot just crowd all the passengers in the front rows or shift them only in the back rows. So a proper planning needs to be done. How much fuel will be required and what is the extra surplus fuel that needs to be catered to, and what is the duration of the flight, in case of emergency, whom to contact. So this entire responsibility is of the flight dispatcher. He'll prepare the flight plan, he'll prepare all the list of frequencies, that is the VHF and the HF, that is the communication that the pilot has with the respective control towers, and he will prepare the load and trim sheets, get all the clearances from the respective departments and hands it over to the pilot. So he's a very responsible person, flight dispatcher. For him, the basic criteria is HSC pass. And then he has to pass, undergo the training and clear the flight dispatcher examination, after which he can be employed in airlines. So it's also very lucrative career as far as the airlines industry is concerned. Passenger service staff. Now this is again a very important factor. Now once you check in, there are people at the airport who take you up to the aircraft. Now, these are the passenger service staff. Their job is to see that you are comfortable with your baggage, with your, services in the airport, so that if you have any preferences, for example, change of seat, for any meal services, or if you have a kid or any old person or any disabled person, these people are there, they will cater to you. Plus, apart from that, they also work closely with the security people of the airport to see and ensure that you have a smooth transition experience from the ticketing counter till the aircraft. So the job of the passenger service staff is to cater to you from the ticketing counter till the time you board the aircraft. So they will take care of you at each and every step. For example, if the flight is delayed, they will take care of you. They will try to see that you provide proper meals, or if it is delayed beyond 12 hours, you will have a hotel accommodation or something like that. So they are your point of contact once you get your ticket, once you are inside the airport. Second important, again the important is the ground operations. A lot of us are not aware about ground operations. One aircraft, okay. it is taxing in the usual terminal taxing is a parked aircraft. To bring a parked aircraft from the parking lot to the runway to fly, there are people involved in the process, and they are the ground operations people. Now, the ground operations people, upon getting the clearance from the air traffic controller, they will instruct the cabin crew to close the doors, and they will also inform the pilot, okay, now is the time that from this place you can go to the main runway. Of course, the air traffic controller gives the final permission, but the ground operation staff play a very important role because this staff belongs to the respective airline. It does not belong to the any airport authority, but it is from the airline's perspective. So they will see the timings and then they will accordingly guide the aircraft to the runway. Now, once it is on the runway, then it is up to the air traffic clearance to give the clearance to fly. They play a very important role because if you see your luggage, another important aspect. Now, you check in, the moment you check in and keep your bags, this entire thing is handled by the ground staff, and your luggage is immediately boarded in the aircraft. You are not even aware, but this is the backdoor work which is happening. So that is why they request you to check in at least 1 hour prior to the flight in case of domestic aircraft, and 3 hours prior to your international flights, so that your baggage will be taken care of and it will be boarded on the respective flight in a proper manner. Then another career aspect is the ticketing and reservation staff. Now this is very important because these people are qualified by the IATA. There is a certification program from the IATA, and as per these norms, they issue the tickets of the respective aircraft and guide the passengers according to their preferences. How many days in advance can you book the ticket? What is the cancellation fees? And in case there is a reschedule in the flight, they also inform you. So ticketing and reservation staff, again, if you are a person who wants to work in this department, you want to start your own business also, this type of career is very good for you. You can sell the tickets and reserve the seats for the airlines and make money as well. A lot of students, they do IATA courses, that is International Air Traffic Assessment programs. They get certified and then they are employed by a lot of industries. A lot of industries like Thomas Cook, SOTC, to name a few. And of course the airlines, Jet Airways, I mean it's closed now, but Air India, Indian Airlines, these are some of Alliance Air, these are some of the airlines who have their own reservation staff so that the passengers are catered to. So ticketing and reservation staff, again, is a very good career for the students, those who have done their HSC and they want to make a career in airlines. Then another aspect is training staff and instructors. To prepare all these professionals, okay, you require a certain staff, and this staff is highly experienced. It is certified staff by the Director General of Civil Aviation. So these staff, even for the pilots, there are flight instructors who are certified by the DGCA. For the cabin crew, there are certified instructors, and this comes with experience. So the moment you start working in an airline after 5 years, you say, okay, I had enough of flying. Now I wish to enter into the training area. So you can easily enter into the training area. Of course, there is a program, there's a training session arranged by the airline, followed by the license arranged by the Director General of Civil Aviation. In case of India is, in case of flights in India, the DGCA takes over it. So, and then the instructors. So for the trainee pilots, helicopters or aircraft, there are a lot of instructors required to train them how to fly. There are instructors required to teach them the ground theory subjects before you actually fly. So the sequence is, you are enrolled in a theory subject. So there are ground staff, ground instructors to help you with the theory subjects. It can be for the pilot training, it can be for the aircraft maintenance engineering, it can be for the ticketing, it can be for anything. So that training staff is very important. And for in-flight also, there is a staff to certify the pilots. Okay, so they are flight instructors and aircraft maintenance instructors. So they are the ones who are going to certify whether you are a person capable to fly this aircraft or a person who is capable to repair the wear and tear of the aircraft in case of any emergency. So these are some of the careers we have seen. So now if you see, There are so plenty of career options in aviation. One aircraft provides employment to more than hundreds of people. And India today is one of the biggest importer of small and medium-sized aircraft. So you can imagine the amount of people, qualified staff it will require in the long run. Now this is scenario of India. Now let us come to scenario of countries like US, like Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Gulf countries. Now, there is a huge shortage of professionals there also. So you don't restrict yourself only to India. You can go to the US, you can go to Philippines, you can go to any country, take a training from there. A lot of students say, okay, in India it takes longer duration for the training. Yes, it takes longer duration for a training. In India, you can become a pilot in say around 1.5 to 2 years on an average. But in the US, you can become a pilot in 6 to 8 months. So you save on the duration of the training. You can build on your hours to fly as an instructor. And you take a type rating. A type rating is the rating which allows you or certifies you to fly a particular type of an aircraft. For example, Boeing 737. So Boeing says, so you'll be a type-rated pilot to fly Boeing 737 aircraft. That is, after your commercial pilot license, you will be inducted by the airline. You will be provided training on the type of aircraft the airline flies. You will have to undergo the examination, theory and practicals. After which you will be type-rated. That is, you will be flying the type of aircraft. It is not that you become a pilot, you can fly any aircraft. No, you have to be type rated in order to fly that particular type of aircraft, because though there are basic systems are common, there are a lot of internal things in the technical aspects which is very different from one aircraft to another aircraft. Okay, so that is the reason huge training is required, and every year airlines invest heavily on the training of their staff. Things clear till now? You can see that so many avenues are there right from your onwards. We'll see the next aspects now. Preferred countries. A lot of students ask, okay, sir, which are the preferred countries? Why should we go abroad, okay, to study and fly? Now, why abroad? Let me just inform you here. In India, because of the current scenario, there is a shortage of flight timings available. The routes which are open for the students to fly. So it takes a longer duration. I mentioned previously, it takes on an average 18 months to 2 years to become a commercial pilot in India, because to get the flying permissions, there are very few aircrafts available and a lot of students are there. And there's a shortage of instructors. And of course, it's expensive. So this has provided opportunities for the Indian students to consider overseas options, such as Canada, Australia, UK, Philippines, and USA. Apart from all these countries, USA is one of the most favored by the Indian students, but expensive as well for pilot training. But it offers excellent fast-track career opportunities in short time. So in the US, you can become a pilot in say 9 months time duration on an average. Okay, subject to passing all the examinations and the flight tests conducted by the Federal Aviation Association. And of course, US is the leader in the aviation technology, so you'll be trained on the latest modern technological cases with the aircraft, which will be beneficial for you in the long run. So in the US, the scenario is different. There, people own their aircraft for even petty purposes. For example, I find people, farmers in the US, owning aircraft to spray for agriculture purposes. There are people who have chartered aircraft, small aircraft, just to ferry people from one place to another. Because of connectivity and good infrastructure, the US is the most favored destination for Indian students. Of course, Australia, Canada is also equally important, followed by UK, Philippines. Now, Canada is again similar to the US in terms of costing and well. Australia gives you a different exposure altogether, which leads for jobs in the local regional airlines. Same for UK as well as Philippines. Let us see some of the institutions overseas which are offering these career options. So in the United Kingdom, you see University of South Wales, Newcastle College University, West Kings College in the USA, Utah State University, Phoenix East Aviation Academy, New Zealand, Massey University, Australia, Edith Cowan University, again the Adelaide University, in Canada, Sunnyvale College and Fanshawe College. These are some of the institutions which offer quality training at affordable fee structure, right? And of course, Interedwise education will be able to help you for the application and admission process, end-to-end process throughout. Now, why must one study overseas? Quality education, less time frame, and good career options. These are the three important factors. And the fourth is availability of financial aid or assistance in terms of scholarships. As well as you can do a part-time job to increase your hours. This is more relevant for the pilots. To add to the list of the US, we have Delta Qualified Academy, Ohio State University, Australian National Airlines College, Airways Aviation Academy, United Kingdom, West Kings College again, Sheffield Aero Club in the UK, Australia National Airline College in Australia, International Aviation Academy of New Zealand, University of South Wales in the UK, and Aeronav Flight School in the Philippines. As I mentioned, Philippines is also one of the favorite destinations for Indian students. Now, after you get your license or your training for cabin crew, for an aircraft engineer, a mechanic, a flight dispatcher, or a commercial pilot, you look for job opportunities. Do you want to work with any of these? Singapore Airlines, Emirates, Oman Airways, my God, British Airways, Pacific, Thai Airways, Delta Airlines, Malaysian Airlines, Etihad, American, and the list is endless. If your dream is to work in international airlines, my friends, these are the airlines who hire international students. Of course, from the campus, from wherever you graduate, as well as you can directly apply to the airlines once you have graduated from any of these aviation schools, and they will be catering to you. Now, let's do some comparative analysis. Okay, people ask what's the eligibility and all this criteria, so we'll do some comparative analysis now. I'll move to the next slide. Just a minute, please. Okay, I think I will look this career opportunities overseas. Now, having said and done that, okay, you will take a career option overseas. What are the opportunities for you? There is a huge shortage of pilots, engineers, and support staff across the globe. And in today's scenario, the demand is eminent, but the supply is less. So there are huge career opportunities. Okay. Aviation industry is growing in terms of passenger and cargo, but lacks skilled manpower. So if you see, even in India today, the scenario is that lots we are importing and giving orders for thousands of aircraft, but we do not have that much skilled manpower. So there is plenty of opportunities for freshers as well as those who are experienced, because this is a booming sector. When I talk of average salary, I'm talking in international context. The average salary is $90,000 and above, plus free air stay in hotels, star hotels, duty allowances, and a lot of fringe benefits. Fringe benefits means taking your family free of cost to fly. Now, $90,000 is a huge amount. That is the average starting salary in any international airlines. So I'll give you a simple example. You're an HSC pass. Maybe you invest 1 year to become a pilot or any of these programs, 1 to 1.5 years, and you land up a job earning 90,000 American dollars per annum. Isn't it fascinating? While your other peers are studying for their graduation, you're already earning $90,000 per annum. So this is something. Apart from that, free air travel and all these fringe benefits definitely put you an edge over others. Coming to the pilot's salary, a lot of pilots earn more than $150,000 plus per annum. Now this plus is because if they fly more, they'll get more allowances. This is the average minimum salary which the pilots earn in the international airlines overseas. So as your experience increases, your pay also increases. So there are pilots who are earning close to 300,000 plus American dollars per annum. Many new airports are being constructed, and manufacturing of medium-sized aircraft will require huge manpower in all continents. Now suddenly it has been come to the picture that there's a huge crowd in all the major cities of the world. For example, London, New York, you name it, even Mumbai for that matter, uh, Shanghai airport for that matter, Gulf countries. So there is a huge influx of airlines, and airlines are not getting slots to fly from these aircraft because they are heavily crowded. So the governments now have decided, along with in conjunction with ICAO, that is the International Civil Aviation Organization, for the construction of small aircraft, as new airports. So new airports are being constructed across the globe, which gives an option and opportunity for small airlines and also to connect small cities and towns to the main ones. Okay. Earlier, if you can just think of nowadays in India, we have even started a small airport in Nasik to ferry people. So like that, there are so many airports planned in India, and if you can just imagine the US, Canada, every town is interconnected by small airports. So there is a huge scope if you are looking in terms of local domestic traffic as well. Entrepreneurial opportunities. Now, this is something very, very important. Now, we have discussed that there's going to be huge requirement because of the type of aircrafts we are dealing with and the type of manpower required. And it's a dream, and today everyone can afford to fly in an aircraft at least once. 20 years ago, it was a dream, but today it is possible. Okay, because of the competition and the government favorable policy. So entrepreneurial opportunities. When I talk about entrepreneurial opportunity, that is okay. Can I start my own airline after doing an aviation management program? Can I start my own airline? Can I attract investors? Okay, or how can I start? Can I start my own flight school or flying club? Or what else? Can I start my own company which will cater to the shootings? Now, when you see in this a lot of cinemas, there's aircraft, helicopters are involved, and there's a lot of shootings are involved with this. So entrepreneurial opportunity. So you can always think of renting an aircraft, hiring a helicopter for these small events. So event manufacturing companies have come up in a big way. And if you see a lot of political rallies nowadays, they involve helicopters and small type aircraft. So this has given a boost to all the people because one aircraft provides jobs to hundreds of people. So this has given entrepreneurial opportunities for a lot of skilled manpower in India. Okay, to start thinking, okay, maybe I can outsource some of the things. Maybe I can start selling tickets for this airline and earn a commission. Or maybe I can start some charter flight and cater to the corporates who want to fly from destination A to B. A lot of these things have come up. Then the ground support agencies. If you see the ground support agencies, previously we have seen passenger service associates, customer service agents, ticketing staff. So a lot of agencies have come up to support the airlines with this skills shortage. So their job is, for example, if Emirates Airlines has some certain flights in a week, they will not hire their full-time staff. Rather, they will tell the ground support agency, okay, I'm having 4 flights in a week. You handle my entire passenger traffic. Now here, the ground support agency will act on behalf of Emirates Airlines to cater to the passengers. So this also has provided a lot of employment opportunities via ground support agency to a lot of people. Ticketing agencies, as all of us know, nowadays ticketing agencies require IATA certified ticketing agents. So they also make a lot of money basically selling tickets of different destinations, different airlines. But you need to be certified person. Not everyone can act as a ticketing agent like we do it for railways or for other tools. You need to be a IATA certified to be able to start a ticketing agency. So you can start your own agency and make a lot of money in that process. We were discussing about charter airlines. Now, charter airlines is you have the money, you want to go from destination A to B. You don't own an aircraft or a helicopter, but you can hire one. So a lot of big businessmen or corporates or even people nowadays they hire aircraft for their own personal purposes. You can hire it for personal purposes. In India, politicians are famous for that, along with the corporates. And abroad also, in the US, even the farmers have their own charter aircraft. So this is the way the things work. When you talk of charter aircraft, it's like you hire an aircraft or a helicopter for that particular time frame, and you pay the X amount to that respective agency or to the company. This also has boosted the airline sector because they operate non-scheduled flights. Okay, so this is very important. Then maintenance equipment. So all these aircrafts and the airports, they require machinery and equipment to run the show. So these maintenance equipment, there's a manufacturing units are being established for those, and a lot of mechanical, electrical, and electronic telecommunication engineers find employment. Plus, if an entrepreneurial opportunity is there, there's a lot of people who are supplying maintenance equipment to the airlines. So if you see, the career opportunities are immense. Not only in India, we're talking of overseas perspective, and the same type of opportunities may be available in India also once you're back. Opportunities overseas are immense because less population and huge demand for skilled professionals have made it possible. And a lot of Indian students, if you any airlines from international airlines, you see a lot of Indian students are flying in high positions. Even if you look at the Aeronautic Society of abroad, if you see the NASA, a lot of Indian students are getting jobs over there because they are investing huge amounts in research and development, and people have more avenues for employment in aviation sector today than it was earlier. Now people a lot of times ask, okay, I'm just in my 10th, after 12th, let me see after 12th, or let me see after I pass my exams. So I tell all of you, I request you, see, it doesn't matter even if you are in 10th, whether you have appeared for your exam, awaiting results, or you are studying in 10th. You need to plan ahead, because planning doesn't mean that just a matter of taking a loan and going there. No, you need to plan. You need to plan properly so that taking admissions in our respective flight schools, getting your medicals done, getting your visas, getting your loans or scholarship, it takes a lot of time and efforts. So a proper planning in advance is very much essential and required, and understand with a lot of hard work is involved in the process. So it's not an easy task to become a cabin crew or to become a member of the aviation industry. You also need to have a dedication along coupled with hard work. So we at Interedwise help you to plan your career. We explain to you all the steps involved to reach to your dream either destination or to your career aspiration. Okay, even if you are passed or appear in SSC, HSC or graduation. We are there to guide you at each and every step. Again, professionals employed in hospitality sector. There are a lot of people, those who are employed in the hotel and travel and tourism sector, and they want to switch over to the airlines. So for them, they also come to us for, okay, what is the guidance on how to get entry into an airlines? So we'll be able to guide you for that as well. Education loan assistance from the banks. Well, this is 140 where Interedwise Education will definitely help you. Apart from that, we also help you for scholarships provided by the different agencies by the government of India. For example, the Ministry of Social Welfare Department is providing scholarships for SC, ST and OBC students, fully funding for their academics, for their flight training in India as well as overseas as well. There are a lot of private trusts like JN Tata Endowment Trust, which will also support economically weak students financially to see that they achieve their dream career in aviation. Now, in this, the choice of destination is very, very important. So, your choice of destination, you have so many area of options. So, every destination has positive and negative things. Our career counselors will guide you in a proper way about your choice of destination, why this destination or why not this destination, what career options or avenues you will have in this destination, or is your budget, according to your budget, which is the best possible destination for you. Choice of institution, this is very, very important because your alumni network, your instructor network, plus how well the institute is connected with the local airlines is also very, very important as well. So choice of institution. At Interedwise, we are unbiased and we offer you counseling for the choice of institution, basically as per the criteria laid down by them. and whether you fulfill their entry requirements or no. If not, what steps you need to do in order to fulfill the eligibility criteria for admissions. And we also guide you for the entire admission and the visa process. That is the end-to-end process. Okay, after admission in the visa, we provide you mock visa sessions and counseling for the same. And then we see that you safely land your destination and commence your training, whether it be a pilot training or air traffic controller or any other training which is a part of the aviation sector. With this, I thank every one of you, and I urge all of you, in case you have any doubts, you can ask me, or please contact us for any of your concerns. We have so many branches. You can see Washi, Vilepali, Atola, Mulund, Uran, Nasik, Kalyan, Dondoli. You can approach any of our guys for a free career counseling, and we'll be very happy to provide you information on the same. So thank you very much, and I'm open to any questions from your end now.
Amol sir, thank you very much. There are some of the questions.
Yes, sir. Can you please one by one?
I will continue with the questions.
Please.
Okay. The first question is, let us know more about flight dispatcher.
Okay. Flight dispatcher is very less known in India because very few people come on. The flight dispatcher, the job of a flight dispatcher is to get the clearances from the respective department. I'll explain to you what his actual job is. Now, in order to fly any aircraft in India, you require clearance. That is the safety certification from air defense and the local police. So they call it ADC and FIC numbers. So this job is of the flight dispatcher. He will get the clearance for the scheduled aircraft at this time. Okay, the air defense, that is Indian Air Force. This is the controlling the ADC number. So air defense clearance will be provided by the Indian Air Force. And the flight dispatcher will coordinate with the Indian Air Force professionals to get the. Why it is important? Because any aircraft entering in Indian airspace without air defense clearance number can be shot by the Indian Air Force without any intimation by law. So having an air defense clearance number is mandatory if any aircraft should fly in Indian airspace. Okay. Then flight information number, this is required. That's why you see Air India 143, 245. This is the flight information number because the aircraft is identified by that number. Okay. So this is one thing. So these two clearances. Now another thing is load and trim chart. Any aircraft has a capability, all of weight they call it. So the capacity of the aircraft, how many passengers are on the flight. For example, the capacity of the aircraft may be 500 passengers, but we have only 200 passengers, maybe 50 passengers. So where should be the sitting arrangement accordingly? Because it has to be in a proper systematic manner. So the flight dispatcher prepares the load and trim sheet, load and balance sheet. He gets all the clearances. He briefs the pilot. He also gets the meteorological information, that is about the environment, whether the current weather is suitable for the aircraft to fly or no. So he is in touch with the meteorological department of India, in case of India, or to the respective country. So he briefs the pilot. The pilot job is to fly the aircraft, but the aircraft dispatcher job is very, very important. Preparing the load and trim sheet, briefing the pilot, providing him all the ADC, FIC numbers, providing him briefing about the meteorological and the flight conditions as well. So it's a very important role, and there are a lot of job opportunities as a flight dispatcher as well. But he's a part of the ground operations team. So have I justified this, Kundan sir?
Thank you, Amol sir.
Yes.
Second question is there course for ticketing in abroad university and thereafter any job opportunity?
Yes, there are plenty of programs available. You can do diploma in ticketing and management. You have IATA courses here abroad also. There are lots of universities and colleges offering that in US, Canada, Australia. A lot of all these countries usually have the diploma level, bachelor's degree leading to master's degree program. So you can do that. Eligibility criteria varies from the level of the program. Okay, but then this is the IATA certified program for ticketing.
Thank you, Amol sir. If anyone has the questions, can ask. Jayesh, you have any question?
Yes, I have already mentioned in chat. What about the placements?
Okay, Jayesh, you have asked a very important question about the placements. The placement scenario in case of cabin crew. in case of flight dispatcher, in case of aircraft maintenance engineers, in case of pilots. It's a very variable factor. There are a lot of private cabin crew coaching centers, not only in India, but abroad also. Okay, so this is one thing. So you need to take a training in this coaching centers wherever possible. And there are a lot of airlines who hire fresh people and train them as per their requirements. So that is the second aspect of getting coached by this respective airline. Okay, because they have their own criteria for the same. Okay. So cabin crew is been licensed, but the licensing authority is Director General of Civil Aviation. So training is provided by the private, a lot of private institutes are there, and this final certification is provided by Director General of Civil Aviation. Now the minimum condition is you should be medically class 1 medically fit. There should be no color blindness. You should not have spectacles basically, or if you have, it should be the bare minimum, but with corrected vision. These are some of you medically fit, no seizures, no history of any medical problems, and the DGCA certification of class 1 medical fitness. Because no ordinary doctor can certify you as a medically fit. You require on the panel doctors approved by the Director General of Civil Aviation to certify you medically fit. We'll talk about the cabin crew. And a knowledge of foreign language is an essential in case of international airlines. So that will put you on edge over other candidates. So what happens? A person who is a graduate or a HSC, there's an age criteria. The preferences from the age group of 18 to 25 years, maximum up to 27 years. That is the preferred age group. That airlines do not hire. Every airline, once it hires you, they will keep you on training for 6 months, 7 months, depending on their schedule and the type of aircraft they fly, and then you will be on the job. While training, you will receive some stipend, and once you clear the exams, then you will be employed by the respective airline. So have I justified this, Kundan sir, or still more elaboration required?
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amul sir. If anyone has any questions regarding this aviation, you can visit our nearest branches. Okay, our branches are Vile Parle, Akola, Mulund, Domboli, Kalyan, Nashik, and Uran, and our head office in Vashi. Thank you, Amul sir.
Thank you very much, Kundan sir, and to all the attendees. I wish you
Good evening
a
to all.
safe landings.
It's a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion. I thank our speaker, Mr. Amol Purandari, who has given a useful and informative webinar on courses and career opportunities in aviation. We are grateful to all the participants for attending this webinar. Thanks to all those who have participated and helped to make it success. I also thanks to all the panelists, branch directors, and our staff. Finally, a thanks to our CEO, Mr. Kamendra Dhar, for organizing such a useful webinar and gave opportunity to each and one of us to know everything about the courses and career opportunities in aviation. Once again, thank you for making this webinar a success and looking forward for your active participation in future events organized by Interedwise Aviation Private Limited. Thank you.